Okay, let's get started on getting the login page functioning, and we'll also do some styling on it. In fact, I'm going to be an optimist, and I'm going to say if I go to Resources, Views, Auth, Login, that'll be the page. We're going to extend Layouts Main. We're going to define a title. And the title of this page, we'll make it SayIt Login. And then we have our content section. Seems like this div class card header was pretty ugly, and we changed that to an H2. So I'll do the same here. Well, let's see what happens if we visit the login route. So no more register. Let's do the login. Well, that doesn't look bad. I'm thinking we might do something similar to what we did in the homework. Instead of, we're not going to mess with the forgot your password behavior, although that's really useful. We'll take out the remember me, and we'll change this link to go to the sign up page, so that if they come to log in and they don't have an account, then we can invite them to create an account. So let's see, where's the remember me section? Here we go. Looks like all this stuff can go. Forgot your password. Instead of forgot your password, need an account. And we're not going to send them to password request. We're going to send them to register. That's a guess that route's, yeah, no, that's not a guess. That's the right route, surely. Okay, so I'm going to refresh. There's need an account. If I click on it, it brings me to the register page, so that's nice. And then to log in, we'll log in as one of my many Fred accounts. And enter a password. And it says you are logged in. Oh yeah, okay, so we still have the behavior where after login it's taking us to that home route, which we don't want. So we will go to the login controller, and right here we're going to redirect to /. Okay, I think that's going to be just fine. Alright, so let's go back home. I think the next thing we need to do is change the behavior of these buttons. Since we can get to sign up from the login page, I'm thinking we'll just swap out these login and log out buttons so that we just see them conditionally. And these buttons are on the SayIt page, I guess. So let's go to that particular view. So resources, views, SayIt, and there are our buttons. So we're doing away with the sign up. Oh, and we use our URL helper here to generate the href for us. We want the URL, who in this app is the logout action. It's another action that was defined for us. Hold on. That's not the right syntax at all. Okay, there we go. URL, yeah, that looks right. And then we'll do the same thing for login button. After all those changes, I think it's going to be easier just to copy that line and then do the button that way. All right, to know which one we're going to display first, we're going to use an if statement, and we're going to use an auth helper. It's auth : check. That'll return true if somebody is logged in, and it'll return false if nobody's logged in. It doesn't tell you who it is. That just gives you a true or false for if they are logged in or not. So let's get our else in here and our end if. So if they're logged in, we're going to show them a logout button. Else, we're going to show them a login button. that auth, we're going to have to load that in the controller. This is the SayIt. Okay, so we're going to have to modify the SayIt controller real quick to make that auth command available. All we're going to do up here in the SayIt controller is up at the top. I'm just going to copy this line right here and put auth there. That makes that auth command available. That's going to be pretty useful to us. All right, that looks pretty good, maybe. Let's do a refresh. Aha. Okay, so now we've got our logout button. If I click logout, I get an error message. Let's see. It says the get method is not supported for this route. Oh, okay, so they're expecting a post. I think I want it to be a get, so I'm just going to define my own route in there. Oh, yeah, you know, I ended up running that scaffolding program several times, so it actually put this in here several times. So I'm going to get rid of all those duplicates. We want auth routes. We need that one. Okay, so we're going to have we're going to define a get for log out, and we're going to go to I think it's in the login controller, and we're going to call the logout action in the login controller. I feel semi-optimistic about that. Let's see how we did. So let's come back, just in case. Refresh, click logout. Login controller doesn't exist. That's because the login controller is in auth. So that's that I'm doing a backslash. It's auth backslash login controller. I think that's the right notation to get that to work. Let's try one more time. Oh, it worked. It brought us back to this page and gave us a login button. So if I click the login button, there it goes to login. I log in. It's one of my many accounts. And enter the password. I'm in, and I've got the logout button. So that's pretty good behavior, I would say. I don't think maybe we should just call it quits for now. Our next step is going to be to get Ajax behavior working again, so that these buttons are kind of in a slide down and so on. So we'll work on that next.